So I'm going to be pulling the TYM back to the field, and I guess it's going to be a one-girl operation today with everything. So I'm going to be baling, gathering bales, stacking bales, driving trailer back to the barn, and unloading bales into nice tidy sacks in the barn. Well, it's official. I am on my own. Erik has a busy day of work. This is day 3 of baling, and he cannot take any more time off. So I am stuck trying to finish it all myself, which, if we had the right system in place, wouldn't be too tricky. But we don't. We have a 2-person system in place. So it makes it a little interesting. But it's 11:30 in the morning, and the dew is finally off the field. Now it's time to get going. I'm hoping and praying that everything goes okay, because I cannot afford any more mistakes. Got that raised up. Raise up the back. I guess that's as far up as that goes. Here we go. So this is the longest trailer I've ever pulled. I've gotten pretty good at backing up trailers. I just can't back up vehicles. The rest of this doesn't feel bad. It doesn't feel especially dry either. And it feels kind of squishy. I don't know. So if I jump the gun and it's still just a little bit damp, the bales can start to mold. Moldy hay can really mess a horse up. It just affects their lungs, just like people. Alright, so here's another row. This one definitely feels damp underneath. Definitely. So the question of the day is, do I go back once again and get the rake and flip everything again to get the upside flipped over so that I can let it dry? Or I can sit and wait, and maybe in an hour it'll dry off too. So it's a catch-22. And I might be cutting the time too close and not be able to get it all done today. There's rain in the forecast, definitely overnight. I cannot take the risk. Wow, I changed clothes. Look at that. Actually, I just didn't shoot any footage, so this is old footage of me raking it the other day, but you get the idea. So I timed out my baler. I know, I never really paid much attention to this before. I was always just too worried about the knotter system failing. But this time around, I decided to see exactly how many bales per hour I could produce. Bales per hour. And I mean, granted, there's a lot of factors to take into consideration: size of your field, how many turns you have to do in 1 hour, all of that stuff. Do you have to stop and wait, etc. So on this field, obviously it's not very big, it's 8 acres. And so what I did is I timed how long it took me to get from this point all the way down to the end and how many bales it produced. So it takes me, give or take, depending on how thick the rows are, anywhere from a minute to a minute 20. It takes longer if I have to go slower because of thick hay. And on average, it produces about 15 bales, and with the bales having about 12 to 15 feet between them. So 15 bales per minute, or minute 20, that comes out to, I mean, with this baler and with this hay, that comes out to producing anywhere from 600 to 900 bales per hour is what this machine can spit out with the current hay that we have right here. For whatever that's worth. running good as gold. The best it's ever run in the entire history here on this farm. So thrilled. Oh, you wanted the bad news.
Alright, so I've got a lot of this field done. It's got a lot of cleanup to do. And I knew this was going to be a disaster when I was raking this field. It's so scattered between really, really thick through here and really thin down there. So every time I was down there thinking, hey, I should rake 2 rows together, it just kind of ended up as a disaster by the time I get down to the end. Gosh, that feels really damp. I have a bad feeling about some of these bales. I might have to go through and moisture check them. That one, the larger ones, I mean, this hay was cut Sunday early afternoon. So we should have had plenty of time to dry. Like my other hay was cut Sunday night. So when that feels dry, this feels dry, a little bit damp in the middle. So I would say that bale's probably gonna be like 21% moisture maybe. I'll go through and check them real quick. Not all of them, just a handful of them. And I think this is hay that we're just gonna keep for ourselves. This is nice orchard grass. There's a little bit of clover mixed in that I didn't plant. And there's some really nice bales, but there's some really not nice bales too. I'm gonna put my hair up. It's starting to get hot in the tractor. It's not gonna be too hot today, thankfully, but it is gonna get up to 80, which means it's gonna be like 95 in the tractor. Oh, and you're wondering what the moisture on those bales were? The one that I thought was 21 was 21 and 23. I checked a lot of the other bales. They were at 14. 14 seems to be the average, which is about what I really would like to see is 14.
Been a certain amount of swearing involved with me collecting these bales. It's a good thing nobody was out there, although the neighbors' kids might have been outside. I grapple accumulator, you have to figure out what angle to put it at, how high to keep it off the ground, where to actually hit the bales. It's intense, I'm not gonna lie. a bit like being in the middle of a live action movie when you're trying to finish up the collection of 10.
Will the last 2 bales make it into the collection, or will they be horribly mangled as she attempts to press them into the chamber? Or will she give up and run from the field in a flurry of tears?
I'm joking. It was moderately that bad. But when you actually finally got it, it was like, yes! Yes! You can suck it, you stupid accumulator. You did not best me this round.
Alright, so I'm running out of battery power. I will try to be quick. I got roughly 11 or 12 stacks. Each stack holds 10. So that's roughly 110, 120 bales. How long did it take me to collect 120 bales? You want to know? It took me 2 hours. Exactly. Exactly 2 hours to collect 120 bales. So here's the situation. Some of these bales are just a little bit damp. As they sat on the field, they somehow collected condensation more so out of the ground. This takes 2 hours to get 120 bales. So if it takes all day to collect a couple hundred bales, guess what you're not going to be doing? You're not going to be doing a lot of hay. With that said, you have to factor in, is it worth it? We could get bales off the field faster with 2 hay carts than we could with this. Now, the reason we switched to this machine was because the last of our teenagers had moved out of the house. We didn't have anybody we could depend on to be able to help us with hay. This machine, it's kind of like playing Tetris. It can be fun, it can be exciting, but it can be a bunch of curse words that I am not going to say because I've already said them all screaming today. So basically, you want to aim for that bar, or that bar. When you're in the tractor, what you see mostly are these dividers right here. If you aim for the divider, you will get it stuck on the divider, which even if you aim for the sides, if it's 2 inches off, it's still going to catch the divider and it's still going to get stuck. And the only way to free a stuck bale is to get off the tractor and move it by hand. There are a million ways to mess this thing up. So the bottom line is, can you get the system down? Yes, if you have lots of time and lots of patience, you most certainly can probably perfect the use of this piece of machinery. Alright, so here's what we have. Well, there's a little bit still sitting over here that Eric just left right there. So we've got 1, 2, 3, and then 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 different block groupings. And then some extra bales right there. So Eric went through and counted, and he said there's 700 bales for second cutting. So that is really good. Last year we got, I think I combined 500 bales, give or take. And we might get a third cutting this year. If we play our cards right, we might be able to get a third cutting off the same fields. I'm definitely happy with this. So this is Orchard. You can see there's a little bit of Timothy in here. Yeah, there's a tiny bit of clover. You can see that clover right there. And this actually might have been not from our main field. This actually might have been from this smaller field. So anyway, I want to show you guys the hay. And before we start offloading it again, this is what it looks like in the barn. Take a bite and see if you even like it rather than judging it.
What did you cook?
We don't want to eat the thyme leaves that are in there. Aaron ate all his meat.
You did not.
Yeah, he did.
Mom says raccoon. Trash panda.
He ate his meat first. He ate all of it, all gone.
Eat one of mine.
What, you think he got different meat?
Come here. Eat it. It's pretty bad when people can't even trust you.
I fed you raccoon one time.
Just try it, Dad.
Yeah, your son's braver than you. You didn't even question. You just chomped it right down.
Just try it.
How can you be so judgmental when you haven't even eaten it?
Hmm?
How can you judge it when you haven't even eaten it?
Doesn't taste like raccoon.
I'm eating the carrots.
You loved the raccoon the last time I fed it to you. You said it was better than the beef. Look, I'm eating mine all up.
And you did mine all up. Yours are
So tender.
good. You did up, Dad.
You can tell it's had a good life living out in the wild.
Coming up, what happened opening day of rifle season? Anyway, if you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up and be sure to pass it on to your friends. Thank you guys so much. I really appreciate it. Merry Christmas, guys. I hope you guys have a wonderful weekend. Until next time, guys, love you. Take care. Bye. Smells good. Smells good.